What's going on, guys, and welcome back. So I know why you're all here. It is for that commentary. It is for the replays. It is for the... No, it's not. You're here for the giveaway. And which giveaway is that? Well, we're trying for that enchanted rare, but I'm not sure we're going to hit it. I'll find a different way to recycle that one around. However, this is a smaller giveaway that we're for sure doing. All you need to do, be subscribed, like the video, comment down below on this video. And what are we giving away? Well, we're doing pirates today, and technically he's not a pirate, but he sure fits the theme, and that is our Jim Hawkins, the legendary 5-cost card. It is a cold foil. I was lucky enough to pull it in our unboxing video, and actually, ironically, I didn't even show me open it, sort of. We were putting the foils down, face down, and not showing them right away, and he was covered up by the rules card, and we pulled a Jafar out of that pack and got so excited with the Jafar, I forgot to go back and flip the foil over to see what it was, and he went into the pile with all the location cards, and it wasn't until I was editing the video that I was like, oh my goodness, I never did that. So I ran in the living room, checked it, and I was like, what are the odds that it's a foil legendary? I can't believe it's not in the video. And the most ironic part, the very first card of that pack was little Jim Hawkins here, and I said, that's not the Jim we're looking for. And the one we were looking for was right under my nose, literally. So we're going to jump in, talk about the deck, do a couple replays commentated, and then we will show a few more replays if you want to stick around at that point. Timestamps down below. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment for that giveaway, and here we go. So can we see our cost curve? Am I out of the way? Yes, we can. So our 1 cost, we are playing 14 of them. We are then playing 15 2 costs, 10 3 costs, 7 4s, and 14 5s. I'm not saying that this is the most optimal or ideal way to play red steel. We have a location control deck that we're going to show off that I think overall is a little bit better. We tried to stick to a pirate theme here, and I saw other decks where they were mostly pirates. But here we tried to stick with, if they're not a pirate, at least kind of fit the theme that we'll talk about. There is 15 uninkable cards. Our 1-drop, we're playing Captain Hook. Gaining that challenger is going to be very helpful. Our first 2-drop, we were playing 2 Jim Hawkins, the Thrill Seeker, a 3/2 2-cost inkable. So he comes in, and again, Jim Hawkins, Treasure Planet. He kind of fits the pirate theme while not being a pirate. Pirates are typically bad characters, and he is, of course, a hero. However, we do have Mr. Smee, where if you don't have a captain, when he's exerted at the end of your turn, he will take a damage. He quests for 2, he costs 2, he's a 3/3, so we're playing 4 of him. Prince Eric, another one of those cards where he's not technically a pirate, but hey, he sails a ship and he's at the helm, so he fits the theme in my book. He's just a good pirate. For Prince Eric, because again, challenger +2, so he comes in as a 1/3 who gets that 2 extra attack. Getting on into another pirate, John Silver. He is just crazy, gaining 1 resist and 1 extra lore for each location you have in play. So his 3/3 can quickly become problematic when he's a 3/3 with 2 resist questing for 3. He's difficult to deal with. Prince Eric is our next one. Once again, like I said, we got the other Prince Eric. This Prince Eric is so strong. Being able to get rid of and banish any character, assuming you can choose them. He's a 2/2, quest 2. He does cost 4 and is uninkable. We're playing 3 of him as very good removal. The 5-cost Captain Hook. When he banishes another character, we can ready this character. He can't quest, but hey, he can go ahead and take out a bunch of your opponent's threats with his 5/4 stat line. Jim Hawkins. We're playing 4 of him because he lets us play a 4-cost or lower location for free, and he can move there for free. His 4/4 stat line is very strong, and he quests for 2. Again, get your cold foil. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe so we can get to more cool giveaways. Scroop. We needed some bigger guys for our pirate theme. He's a 5 cost. He is inkable. He's a 2/5, but once he has damage, he gains +3 and becomes a 5/5. He also quests for 2, so you can just start questing, or you can take out even potentially a little threat, get a 1 damage on him. Now he's a 5/5, well, with 1 damage, but also just questing for 2. So if your opponent tries to take him out, if they can't do it in one swing, he's going to come back with a vengeance. Otherwise, like I said, he quests for 2, you can just keep questing. We are playing 2 big Captain Hook. He's a shift 3 +3 challenger, once again, and 3 cost or less characters cannot challenge him. So when you get him out turn 3, you can really be a problem for your opponent because you can take out their characters while they cannot challenge him until they get to higher level characters. His 2/5 also becomes another 5/5. So you can kind of see the theme here. We're an aggressive deck where we're not necessarily relying on questing, more so board state control and taking out our opponents. However, we do still have those things like Mr. Smee, John Silver, Prince Eric, Jim Hawkins, and even Scroop to quest for multiple lore in a turn. Actions. We got 2 voyages because moving up to 2 characters to a location for free is pretty good in Pirates. It wouldn't be Pirates without Fire the Cannon, so we're dealing 2 damage to chosen characters. I was going to play the Captain Hook who recycles this, but we're already high on our uninkables, and again, it wouldn't quite be a pirate themed deck without this card. 3 Baboom because Space Pirates go burr. Baboom, maybe we should say Space Pirates go Baboom. Deal 2 damage. It's a 2 cost, but it is inkable, so we're playing 3. We are also playing Smash, 4 of them, to deal 3 damage to our opponent. So between these 3 cards and all of our characters having Challenger, well not all, but most of them having Challenger, we really control the board state against our opponent. We do have Map of Treasure Planet, so you can exert this and pay 1 less for the next location you play this turn. It's a 3 cost, and you pay 1 less to move characters to a location. That is a passive effect. So that's the main reason this one's in here. It's cool to play locations for less, but to move to them for less is very good. We're playing 12 location cards. So Jolly Roger, if we can get them up on the screen so you can see them a little bit better. Characters gain rush while here. Your pirate characters can move here for free. So we have quite a few pirates. They can move here for free. They gain rush. A lot of them are challengers. We're going to control the board state and get rid of our opponent's cards this way. 1 costs uninkable, and it costs 2 to move here normally. Thanks to a card like Voyage, we can move our non-pirate characters, such as Prince Eric and Jim Hawkins, all versions of them, to here for free. The Bayou. Playing 2 of this card, it's a card that helps us draw and fix our hands. While your character quests here, draw a card and discard a card. 1 cost, so if you need to play this early, if you don't have your Captain Hook, you can, and make your opponent just deal with it. Otherwise, you're going to get a lore and some draws in the process. Another 2 for our locations is Maui's Place of Exile. This one is not going to gain us the passive lore, however, +1 resist is very strong, and it's 1 to move here. So let's say you get your John Silver down. The following turn, you play your Maui and you move your John Silver to Maui. Now, his ability gives him resist 1. Maui's Place of Exile gives him resist 1. He's a quest 2, a 3/3 with resist 2, and he's going to gain more resist and more lore for questing as you play more locations. This card is very good in paired with John Silver. The final location we are playing is RLS Legacy, the other pirate ship. Characters gain evasive while here, and if you have a character here, you pay 2 less to move characters here. So if you can use Voyage and get characters here for free, it all of a sudden becomes just 1 cost to move your other characters here. Now they have evasive. If you get your Jim Hawkins, who can actually move here for free with his ability and play this card for free, then you can start gaining a lot of lore very quickly. I was even going to play Agrabah in here just for the extra passive lore and a location, and I'm like, you know, I know it's pirates and that's Aladdin, but pirates go all over and they travel, so who's to say that pirates never visited Agrabah? Instead, though, we did put the map of Treasure Planet in its place. So this is the deck. We're going to get on into a couple replays and then commentate them, and then there'll be some more with that afterwards. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's go see what the deck can do. So we got a couple replays, like I said, to jump on into, and once again, gonna remind you, don't forget, comment down below to get your Jim Hawkins potentially foil card. So going first here against Amber Steel, I kind of just assume it's Steel Song. However, I know there's been experimentational type builds with this color combination. Anyway, we open Jolly Roger, RLS Legacy, Smash, Hook, Smash, Bayou, and Prince Eric. Going first, I like having Hook and Eric, especially in this matchup, and Smash, because I can smash out like an Ariel right away. Hook and Eric just trading into things like Cinderella early and applying that pressure. So we get rid of those cards. We end up with another Prince Eric, Jim Hawkins, Voyage, and Mr. Smee. We do have a misplay in this replay that I will point out, and it's a way to avoid taking damage from your Mr. Smee. We go ahead and we ink Smee, play our Captain Hook, get him down in case Cinderella comes down. Robin Hood gets inked, so that's actually pretty good for him, and we see Stitch come down. Now I'm almost wondering if it's more of an aggro list because of the Stitch package. We ink our Voyage and we play our Prince Eric, so now we got our two challengers set up. We're not going to let our opponent do a whole lot. We're going to force him into shifting before he does anything, and at this point we're in a decent spot. Cinderella does come down now. He inked a small Robin Hood, so we know that, well, his Robin Hood package is likely gone, or if he's got one of each more in his hand, that's not great for him. We use Baboom on the Cinderella because she's a 3-singer, and I just don't want him singing something like Let the Storm Rage On and take out my Captain Hook and draw a card in the process. And now we see the Ariel come down turn 3. Good thing we telegraphed this and we saved that smash. Ariel does hit Along Came Zeus, so now we know that he has Along Came Zeus in his hand. We draw Captain Hook, so debating what we want to get rid of, we decide to keep the Prince Eric and get rid of the Hook. We smash out the Ariel, so once again, we're in a decent spot. I'm at this point, I'm like, okay, if he Rockstar Stitches, I can take it out. So let's see what he does. He gets rid of the Kita, and he comes down with the Rockstar Stitch. However, here now, he ends up eventually sped it up 200% to try and make this not take as long. He comes down with a Let the Storm Rage On, singing it with Stitch to remove the Captain Hook and draw a card. Probably the best way he could have done it. Had he just quested, he would have traded with both of my cards. However, he would have got his 3, but I would have lost my board. He still would have had the card in hand, but we draw into Baboom, which just works out really well here for us. It allows us to take out that Stitch and not have to worry about it. We don't ink a card, instead we get Prince Eric on board so that once again we threaten the challenger and can take out our opponent's cards. He inks a Bare Necessities, plays a flute, so 3 in hand. Kita comes down, Cinderella comes down. Don't forget, Along Came Zeus is in his hand. He played the Kita as exerted, so we can go ahead and take that out right away, and then put Captain Hook down just to keep this pressure on that he's not going to be able to do anything with his characters unless he loses his board. He could hard play something like Grab Your Swords right now, and that would hurt a lot. However, we have to play into something. I know he has Along Came Zeus. We see Bare Necessities get inked, and we draw into our John Silver. Here, I'm just trying to apply the pressure to force something out, like an Along Came Zeus. He instead drew into Grab Your Swords, which works out really good, because then he gets to trade off 2 characters for 1. We draw into Grab Your Cannon, so again, we're just kind of going back and forth, trading card for card right now, but we have a slight advantage, so I'm okay with it. His ink is getting up there though, so something like Cinderella could cause a lot of problems. He plays Smash, and since we have the ink, we're just going to throw Jolly Roger down, which this actually is sneaky good. You'll see that in the next replay, how we abuse this card. And actually, he takes the bait with it too and uses the Along Came Zeus to get rid of it. But say he has a character and he plays it, then we can throw down a pirate, move there for free, they gain rush, and we can take out his characters. We come down with Mr. Smee, and he hard casts the whole new world. So we lose our Jim Hawkins, but we get RLS Legacy, Smash, Prince Eric, Map of Treasure Planet, Smee, our Fire the Cannons, and then our Scrooge. It's not the worst A Whole New World because we're trading card for card and he's behind. He holds on to it and it's a dead card. In addition to that, he has a 7-4 ink advantage. So because the ink advantage, I don't think it was a bad play. However, it reloads our hand and now we can go ahead and make some more noise. Once again, he plays the Kita and he plays her Exerted. Not quite sure why you do it. I guess bait me into challenging, but at the same time doesn't quite make sense. We drew into our Jim Hawkins, which was the best card we could have drew into, so we play him, play our Legacy for free, we move there for free, and now we have Evasive. Another Flute comes down. We don't have a Captain, so Mr. Smee takes 1 damage. Robin Hood comes down, expecting a shift here right away, just because if I have some type of damage card, I can take out that Robin Hood early. Let the Storm Rage on comes down now, and we take out our Mr. Smee, so that will disappear. He will draw a card. He gets to cast both flutes now and gain a couple lore. So we're our 9-6 now lead. We can go to 11 here by questing with Jim Hawkins. We fire the cannons to remove the Robin Hood from the field. We now get Jim Hawkins to Maui's Place of Exile, getting that resist 1. Technically here, I mean, I guess keeping the evasive may have been better. However, I was thinking something like Tinkerbell or Smash or Along Came Zeus. I guess Along Came Zeus would still deals 5, so it'd still deal the 4, but just trying to think of ways to survive other types of damage. He does come down with the Robin Hood, so he could have hard shifted it right away. Now Kita takes out a chunk of RLS to try to get it gone before it becomes too big of an issue. We do get 2 more lore from it. Jim can now quest. We're up to 15. We want that evasive back because I don't want him to just find a way and take me out, like Kita into him and then Robin Hood into him to deal my damage, and then he's gone. He gets 2 more lore. And then here we have Mr. Smee. We can go ahead and quest for 2. 17-6 is a huge advantage. We get rid of the Kita, and then with Scrooge there, right here, what we should have done is move, we have 1 ink, move Smee to Maui's Place of Exile, and since Smee says you deal 1 damage to this character, Maui's Place of Exile, when you would deal 1 damage to the character, it's resist 1. So Mr. Smee would actually get resist 1 and not take the damage. Unless I'm wrong on that, but just reading the 2 cards, that, well, sure makes it look that way. That's kind of like going through reading it. If you see all my mouse movements, I talk to myself a lot during my replays. So Robin Hood's into it. Nothing here is going to matter. Whole new world. He needs to remove 2 of the threats off the board. Even in that spot, he would be in a decently bad spot. Hard casting, grab your swords just to show how close he was to getting it. But we get our 2, then we quest for 2, and that is the game. Emerald, Amber, once again. So, is it discard? Is it aggro? Is it green fossa? You never truly know until you start playing it. This combination has so many different ways that you can play it. I'll have a few up on the channel here as well. I did get a request for a ramp, a pressure ramp deck. I might look into it a little. If you have other requests, let me know down below and I'll see what I can't come up with when I have time. I do have videos already in the progress, but I'm not opposed to pushing them back. If I try one of your ideas and I really like it, it will move its way up my list as far as which we go for playing. So here we're going second. We have Scroop, Jolly Roger, John Silver, Captain Hook, Voyage, Jim Hawkins, and Smash. Going second, I wanted to keep Jolly Roger, and then we unclicked it, and then we re-clicked it, so that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Because the reason we wanted to keep it is you can ink a card, play your Jolly Roger, he plays a card, and then, well, he goes first, plays a card, we come down with Jolly Roger, he then can quest or do whatever, and then you come down with Captain Hook, move him there for free, and now he has Challenger +2, and he has Rush, so he can take something out right away. Instead, we draw into Little Jim, another Hook, and double RLS Legacy. Had we kept our Jolly Roger, we would have not had the 1 Legacy. However, we draw into, you guessed it, Jolly Roger. We get rid of a Jim Hawkins to throw the Jolly Roger down again. So now if he exerts to cheat out a card for cheaper, or if he quests for 1, we can come down with the Challenger and take care of that Pluto very quickly. When I see the Pluto come down, I assume it's not discard, and my first instinct was Green Fossa, still possibly aggro. Morph coming down, I felt like it was more of an aggro deck then at that point, because it can shift into things like Queen, Stitch, and other cards. So here we debate playing it, but again, I want him to do something. I want to gain and take advantage of that rush, because if we throw a card down, it may just scare him off of questing or doing anything. In addition, if he were to shift into something better there, if he could, and quest with it, like especially like Queen, shift into Queen, quest for 2, then we can throw down a Captain Hook on our turn and take care of that Queen before it became an issue. You might say, why Queen and aggro? Well, going back to last format, I was a big proponent of Queen and aggro. I think it helps deal with board states when you need to deal with board states. Aggro, plan 1. Hey, look at that, Queen. Aggro, plan 1 doesn't involve using like board state. However, sometimes you need to do it. So we draw into another Captain Hook. We throw down Hook, move him for free, and then we take out the Morph. We throw down Hook, move him for free, and we take down the Pluto. Just like that, we gained a ton of advantage. Unfortunately, we still have 3 uninkable cards in our hand. Strike a Good Match comes down, and now he's going to discard. Assuming he inks here, I'm like, well, we're not in a terrible spot. Like, advantage-wise, we're still ahead. So we ink a Rapunzel, play another Strike a Good Match. So he's got 4 total cards in play, whereas we have 6. We draw into an inkable card, which was huge. So then we can throw RLS Legacy down just for that 2 passive lore, knowing he has no way to take it down anytime soon. Inks 1 card and comes down with Queen. So now at this point, I expected Ursula not to do anything, because he's going to go ahead quest with Queen, give Ursula the +4, and he's going to take the -4 out on one of my characters. We draw into an inkable card, which again is all we needed. So now we can play Jim, cheat out RLS, move to it for free, gain the evasive. Here, I kind of expected Queen to quest for 2, +4, -4 on either one, but I thought he was going to go after my locations. Hint, hint, I do that a lot in videos. He does not go after the location, and since Jim has evasive, Captain Hook's time is numbered. Not quite sure why you go that route. Personally, I get the Challenger, so if he doesn't take out the Hook, what I could potentially do on my turn then would be Jim into Ursula, which would take her out. I'd take 1. Hook into Queen, they would both lose out. So he would be in a worse spot, I suppose, if we went that route. So it's not a bad idea, but Jim having evasive right now is just going to be tough for him to deal with unless he can get to something like Genie. We see a Stitch get inked, we gain our 4, and we draw into a Captain Hook, who this card is just going to be crazy here, because now we play Hook, move him to Jolly Roger, take out Ursula, readies himself, crash into the Queen, and we just wiped his board. We now have Jim in hand, and, well, we're in a very good spot. Pluto comes down after inking 1, and we draw into none other than John Silver. We play our Jolly Roger, we play our John Silver. He can go ahead and get Rush, not that it's going to matter, and technically right now he quests for 5 and has resist 4. That would be very problematic to deal with. However, like I said, it's not going to matter, because just our legacies is going to be enough for game. Thank you guys for watching. There's a few more replays coming up. They are sped up a little bit more. I apologize. Let me know if it's too much and I will tone it back for the next video. Make sure you're liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on this video for that foiled Jim Hawkins giveaway. We are giving it away. There is no goal. There is no minimum requirement. We're giving it away. It is the 28th. We're going to go ahead and say, Monday we'll do the giveaway. So a little less than a week. Monday we will do the giveaway. There will be a video and we'll say who won the giveaway. I'm not sure what that video is going to be yet, but anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care.